Hello, it's January 1916 and Britain is feeling the strain of the Great War. They've been fighting since August 1914. It's been a long haul with enormous casualties. Almost every family has lost someone close and there's still no victory in sight. Up to now, men have volunteered to fight, but the army's running out of soldiers. They want at least 1 million more men, but they can't get them. The problem is, a lot of young unmarried men don't want to volunteer. Well, can you blame them? But the married men say they won't fight until the unmarried men do. To solve the problem, the Prime Minister's brought in a new law called the Military Service Act. It means that for the first time in British history, men will be conscripted into the army. In other words, they'll be forced to fight, whether they like it or not. But not everyone likes this drastic measure. There have been heated rows in the House of Commons. 50 of the government's own MPs have opposed it. But on the 26th of January, the Military Service Act became law. Now, there's no place to hide.
Compulsion passed,
announced the Daily Mail newspaper.
The House of Lords passed the compulsion bill last night. This means that within 5 weeks from today, young single men for whom that is no excuse will be in khaki.
Khaki, by the way, is the colour of the army uniforms. Outside Parliament, there were
cheers for compulsion.
Men in khaki, who are proud to be doing their bit, cheer the news that the slackers are to be fetched at last.
The slackers are the single men who've avoided enlisting up until now. From now on, all men aged 18 to 41 who are unmarried or widowers without children will have to join the army or navy. Unmarried men are unhappy, but the army is overjoyed. It's going to get more soldiers, according to the People newspaper.
Barrack room gossip. How the army views conscription.
The announcement that compulsion is to be brought to bear on the unmarried men has come as a relief to the nation.
Before conscription, Britain, also known as John Bull, was fighting with one arm tied behind its back. This cartoon in the Daily Mirror shows John Bull before and after conscription has been introduced. Now it's a fair fight. Britain will be able to give the Huns a good thrashing, said the Daily Mirror. Generally, the public's happy too. They think it's a fairer way to recruit soldiers. Both rich and poor men will have to enlist. But some mothers, understandably, are afraid that their young sons will be killed in action. Those who do return alive will be mentally scarred by their experiences.
Never will those lads altogether win back normal thoughts and outlook on life that war will rob them of. Who that has trampled over fallen comrades in the mad haste of the charge and plunged cruel steel into other living men? Who that has seen the battlefield strewn with dead and dying, horribly maimed and torn asunder, can ever again realize to the full the sacredness of life?
Said the Women's Dreadnought newspaper. But boys never do listen to their mothers, do they? Some can't wait to go out there and fight. They're enlisting even before conscription starts. Apparently it's the brave thing to do. So the recruiting officers have been busy, said the Daily Mail.
The type of candidates there greatly pleased the officials. The accepted men included managing directors, stock exchange men, a partner in a hardware firm, and a famous cricketer,
J.B. Hobbs,
previously rejected for varicose veins.
Varicose veins can be very painful. The army had turned up its nose at men like that, but now almost everyone can enlist. You just walk in, like these young men in the Daily Mirror, and minutes later, bingo, you're a soldier wearing khaki and a kit bag. Of course, now that conscription is in, young men not wearing khaki can expect a hard time. The newspapers are calling them shirkers and cowards. Papers like the Daily Mail.
The paper that secured single men first.
How? By making fun of the men who oppose conscription.
Father, I've heard you say you're opposed to compulsion in any form.
Well?
I don't want to do any lessons today, but Mother says she'll make me. I can please myself, can't I?
Cartoons like that have influenced public opinion, but not all unmarried men have got to fight. Men who've got relatives to financially support don't have to enlist. Men who work in vital industries like coal mining and the railways aren't allowed to enlist. And then there are the pacifists, like the Quakers, who have religious objections to fighting. The government says they don't have to kill anyone, but they do have to risk their lives. Quakers like these.
Quakers in khaki, members of a society opposed to fighting but prepared to do their duty in the non-combatant